Welcome to Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin, and today we have another episode from Taiwan. This time we are in Penghu, one of Taiwan's outlying islands. This is a tropical paradise with white sand beaches and of course delicious food. So today we're taking you all around Penghu. We're going to be trying some of the traditional Penghu foods. Of course we're going to be eating some seafood. We're also going to show you the beautiful natural beauty of Penghu. It's going to be a great episode, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go get some breakfast. This street we are on this morning is just full of breakfast restaurants, and you can easily spot which ones are popular because they've got lineups out the door. We came to this one that is serving shaobing, which is a type of Taiwanese bread that he cooks in similar to a tandoor oven. So he starts by spraying the dough with a little bit of water. The dough is topped with sesame seeds, and then he completely sticks his full arm inside of the oven to stick the shaobing to the side of the tandoor, covers the entire surface of the oven, and then puts the top on, lets it cook away. This place serves it with lots of different fillings. You can even get peanut butter here, but we went with the bacon and egg. I'm super excited to try this out. We have our breakfast. This is the shaobing with bacon and egg. As I mentioned, they actually put a little bit of a salad, some looks like Taiwanese 5 spice as well, cucumbers, julienne, a little bit of cabbage, and then some green onions, but it's all about the bread. That's why we're really here. Let's try it out. Oh yeah. That bread is doughy still, but it's kind of crispy on the outside. Where it was touching the side of the oven has become nice and crispy, but I love the kind of chewy, doughy texture to it. Just a slight flavor of sesame, and then it's just packed full of those fillings, a lot of egg going on in there, and then a nice salty bacon. That is the perfect breakfast sandwich. As we were filming, the chef wanted us to try this one, which is the peanut butter with youtiao, which is this fried cruller. He said that this one is his favorite, and it smells so good and fragrant of peanut butter. I'm not sure what this is gonna taste like. It just looks like a lot of bread, but let's try it out. It's definitely more than meets the eye. At first glance, it's kind of just a bread sandwich. You've got the youtiao on the inside and the shaobing on the outside, but that peanut butter has saturated the youtiao on the inside, and then you get those different textures, that doughy shaobing on the outside, and then that crispy, crunchy youtiao on the inside with the flavor of the peanut butter. That's also really good. Our next stop on this breakfast street is just across from the shaobing stall, a place serving youtiao. So the same thing we had inside that shaobing with the peanut butter, but they're making it in this really old school shop, the traditional way. So the way that she does it, she starts by thinning out this dough covered in a little bit of flour. Then she'll chop it up into little strips, and then she'll double up the strips. So she'll kind of layer them and then use a chopstick to press them together. Then she'll pull it out thin, drop it in the hot oil, and fry it up. They're frying it up in this kind of makeshift frying pan, and you've got the golden crispy youtiao at the end, which really by itself isn't much. So that's why we also got some doujiang, the soy milk, cold version. Let me try out this and then chase it with some soy milk. Not much to it. Oh, that is refreshing. It's not about the flavor, it's really about the texture here. You get a little bit of saltiness, but other than that, there's not much to it. It's just nice and crispy, and then it's got this kind of chewiness on the inside. Youtiao directly translates to oil stick, and it's no joke. This thing is seriously oily, and they're just frying it in a massive vat of oil and making tons of them. Really goes nicely with this soy milk. Nice and refreshing soy flavor. This is a really traditional Taiwanese breakfast, not necessarily Penghu style, but very authentic nonetheless. Great way to start the day with some traditional Taiwanese breakfast. So we want to explore Penghu a little bit. We're going to head to the downtown, the Old Street. Penghu is made up of many different islands, and we are starting our day here in Magong City, the main city of Penghu, and we've come to Zhongyang Old Street. This is a really picturesque street showcasing the classic architecture of Penghu, mostly wood and brick buildings and kind of cobblestone roads. The streets are lined with the red lanterns, and it's definitely a touristy place, but still very picturesque. So this is one of the main attractions on Zhongyang Old Street. It's called the Four-Eyed Well. It's this really peculiar well with these 4 different holes, and this was made during the Ming Dynasty. It's the oldest well in Magong City, and it's just really cool. I've never seen one quite like it before. Nowadays, I'm not sure it's being used as an actual water source, but you can definitely see lots of tourists using a bucket to grab it, the old style. Pretty cool. There's a lot more to explore than just Magong City here on the Penghu Island, so we're gonna jump on the scooter, which is definitely the best way to explore the islands, and go see what else we can find. This has got to be one of the coolest attractions in Penghu. It's called the Tongliang Great Banyan Tree, and basically it's just this massive intertwining tree structure that has created a canopy, almost like a roof. It provides so much shade, barely any sunlight penetrates, and they've kind of assisted it with these brick structures to kind of help the growth. But the story goes that actually a pot with a banyan tree floated ashore near here, and then they brought it, planted it, and then all of these different tree root systems started forming, and it's just so cool to walk around and really nice to get the shade underneath here, but so cool. This is part of the tree right here, but this is just one of many parts of the tree. This has got to be the biggest tree structure I've ever seen. So this is the original tree that was planted here first, and it actually grows up and over top of a temple that is also on the same piece of land here. You get this really crazy canopy of green on top of the temple, and then just all the shade underneath. Beautiful, so peaceful, and just really chill. Nice to get out of the hot sun here in Penghu. One of the most quintessential foods in all of Penghu is this. This is ice cream, but you might be wondering what the flavor is. It's got this really kind of dark pink color to it, and it's actually cactus. So cactus fruit. They've got the fruits right here. You can see these are the little fruits, and it comes right off the top of cactus. I'm sure later today we will see the cactus and I'll show you, but they make the ice cream out of the fruit, and it's dark purple pink like this. Let me try it out. Oh, that's refreshing. It's a little bit tart and a little bit sweet. It reminds me of raspberry, but it's got its own unique flavor going on there. It's not too strong in flavor though, and I like that this one's not packed full of sugar. I don't think there's too many additives. It's really unique. It's so cool that it just comes from this. What do you think of the ice cream?
It's really nice.
You're dripping.
Oh, it's so hot here in Penghu. It's just melting as we speak. I gotta eat it fast.
This is the perfect spot to enjoy the ice cream, right underneath the banyan tree. And the craziest color. So our next stop is at the Shaobing Whale Cave. It's this coastal geopark with really beautiful views. But first, check this out. This is the cactus right here. Don't want to get too close, but that's where the ice cream, the purple ice cream we just had, comes from. Super cool. you can see that it is abundant on Penghu, and the little top parts right here is where the purple fruit is on the inside. You don't want to touch this. Not only are there big spikes, but there's also the really small ones that you can't really see. And come to think of it, cactus ice cream sounds like totally wrong idea, but it was really delicious. So once you're done checking out the awesome views from the whale cave, you can actually head back down near the entrance. There's a couple stalls that are specializing in squid noodles. Squid is a famous product of Penghu, so I'm super excited to try this out. We ordered up the squid noodles, which is their specialty, but she served us this appetizer, which is these little sea snails. I've never tried these ones before, but they look pretty good. There's not much in them. She's put a little bit of chili too, and some garlic. That's good. This is the squid noodles. I was not expecting it to be such a huge bowl. They are served with vermicelli noodles, and then you can see some tentacles there, but it's mostly just the squid body. You can see here a little bit of green onions, and it's got a nice golden broth. I'm just gonna try the broth. Oh yeah, oh that is so good. A little seafoody, you can definitely taste the green onions in there, and it's a little bit salty too. The way you eat these noodles is pretty unique, so I'm gonna grab some of them here, not too many. Oh, they're very thin, and she actually served it with this dipping sauce. So this sauce is actually for the noodles. It's got a little bit of basil, a little bit of chili, and then some soy, maybe a little bit of oil as well. And that's gonna give it all that flavor because that broth isn't too strong. Whoa, that has a kick to it. There's quite a bit of chili going on in there. I love the basil flavor, and I slurped those noodles a little bit too hard. The chili hit me right in the back of the throat. Damn, that is really good though. Okay, I gotta try a piece of squid. I'm gonna go for the body, dip it in the sauce once again. Oh, the texture is perfect. It's so bouncy. I mean, it doesn't have too much of a flavor, but it's all about the texture. I'd have to say my favorite part about this dish is the dipping of the noodles. This sauce is so good. It's spicy, it's got a strong basil flavor, and those noodles just hold onto the sauce so well. Those were honestly amazing. I love that style of noodles. I've never had that kind before in Taiwan. Yeah. Squid noodles, of course, but not the dipping kind.
Yeah, I love that. The vermicelli, the thin noodles,
yeah.
Great texture.
We're gonna head to another famous site here in Penghu called the Akan Village. This Akan Village is super cool. It's full of these traditional style Penghu buildings. A lot of them are made of stone, and actually some of the walls are actually made of old dead coral, which is super cool. And this is touristy once again, but there is some nice little snacks you can get in here, so we're gonna stop for a couple of those. So we've got ourselves some more cactus. This time we got it in the drink form. This is such a cool place to enjoy this drink, and just look at the color of that. It is so pink. This one's a little bit lighter pink than the ice cream was, and they put a little bit of milk, but apparently this is just straight cactus fruit, so let me try it out. Oh, yum. It's really unique. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of citrusy and kind of berry flavored, like a raspberry, like I said. This one's got milk, so it's really creamy, nice and cold. And honestly, the color is just what gets me. It's even more vibrant than a dragon fruit. That is such a rich color. Yum.
What do you think of the pinkity drinkity?
Pretty pink in it.
Yeah.
It's nice. Good drink, we're gonna go for another dessert at this super cool looking shop right here. This looks awesome. The entire exterior of the shop is made out of old coral. I hope this coral was already dead when they started building this. I really hope so, because otherwise that's not very good, but it does look really cool. Never seen a building made out of coral. This place is serving dohua, which is tofu pudding, out of this really cool building, the coral building. You can see it behind me. This is the dohua here. We ordered it with crushed peanuts. Peanuts are a specialty of Penghu, and also green beans. And then you can see the silken tofu there. And what's really cool about this place is it serves it with a little teapot, and this is full of that kind of syrupy water. Pour a little extra, and that looks really good. Let me try a piece of this. Yeah, it's okay. It really doesn't have too much flavor to it. The peanuts are definitely the strongest flavor, but it's not very sweet at all. I thought that syrup was gonna be sweet, but it really isn't. Tofu is nice and soft, but it's a little bit bland for my likings. I'm not a huge fan of the green bean either. Maybe next time we'll have to try another flavor. So what's your thoughts on the coral building?
Coral building looks cool. I don't know how damaging to the environment that would have been. Hopefully they were already washed up on shore. We'll just imagine that that's the truth.
While we enjoy the dohua. Anyhow, can I get one dohua, please?
Sure, what flavor do you want?
Not green bean.
Wait, do it again. Do it again.
Anyhow, can I get one dohua, please?
Sure, what flavor do you want? Which one?
Green bean, not green bean.
Not green bean.
Okay, what do you got?
This one is clear. Clear flavor. There you go. That'll be $7,000. Akan Village, definitely photogenic. You can take some really cool photo shoots here, and some good snacks too. That dohua wasn't great, but worth a try to check out the cool building. And I think we're gonna head to the beach now, because it looks like it's about to be sunset soon. We have come down to Banyan Beach, and this beach is absolutely gorgeous. Super nice white sand, really calm waters. It's kind of like in a cove, and we are here to watch the sunset. Oh my gosh, I can't even describe to you how beautiful it is. It's just beautiful. Check it out. The water here is so beautiful. It's actually really crystal clear water, and I'm sure earlier on in the day the water is just perfect. And the tide is in right now. We're just walking along the beach enjoying the views. Oh, we love Penghu, it's amazing. Unfortunately, we didn't bring our swimming gear, otherwise I'd totally be in the water right now. But it is super nice to just put our feet in the water. This is a beautiful beach, and the water is so crystal clear and just perfect temperature. The sun is just about to go down. This has got to be one of the best, if not the best beach in Penghu. We will leave the information for everything we visited down below. That was an incredible sunset. Well, let's go grab some seafood for dinner. So for our seafood dinner, we've come to this huge courtyard that is just packed full of people, and every table has a charcoal barbecue. This is an all-you-can-eat seafood barbecue, no time limit, and they've got all kinds of different fresh seafoods, oysters, fish, shrimp, crabs, and it's just kind of cook yourself, almost like Korean barbecue style, at your table. So let's go grab our seafood. So we got got a spread of different seafoods. We've got some crab claws here. We've got some little squids, some shrimp underneath there, some oysters. Then we went with some veggies, some oyster mushrooms, some corn, some baby corn, and I think this is chicken. And I'm just gonna start throwing it all on the charcoal grill, and then we'll slowly let this cook away. Oysters are done. Let's crack this open. Oh, it's hot on the outside. Steaming on the inside. And then I'll dip it in this little sauce, mixture of sauce and chili. Let's try that. That's fresh. Let's try the crab claw next. Crack this open. Try to find all the meat hiding in there. Oh, that is super hot. Where is the meat? Okay, there's a little bit. Try that. Oh, that's good. I gotta get in there deep though. There we go. I can get the rest of the meat on the inside. Oh yeah. Oh man. That is so naturally flavorful. Not a whole lot of meat in there. You gotta work for it. Pretty good though.
All right, so it's time to try the Penghu squid, the famous Penghu squid. I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. Give that a try. I think it's gonna be really good. Oh, so chewy. That's delicious. We also got a couple shrimps here. I'm just gonna rip the head off and get rid of some of that hard shell. And then I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. I think this will be really good. This looks really fresh and juicy. All right, let's give it a try. Definitely nice and fresh.
I'd have to say out of all the seafoods here, the oysters have got to be the freshest and the most flavorful. You just gotta wait for them to pop. So you can sit them on the grill for about 2-3 minutes, maybe not even, and eventually they'll pop and then they're good to eat. Some of them stick on the shell really hard, like this one. Almost got it. Come on. Oh, there we go. And that is a big juicy oyster. You gotta dip it in this sauce, a little bit of chili, some sweet sauce. Yeah, these are definitely the best. Naturally salty, then you get that nice kind of gooey oyster. You can taste that charcoal. That's good. I thought this was super funny. They actually have marshmallows as an option, so you can kind of grill them up yourself, like cooking marshmallows on a campfire here in Penghu. Those would be a nice little dessert. Marshmallows are done. Check these out. They're super gooey. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take this off my tongs directly because they're so gooey. Let's try this out. That is the flavor of my childhood. Reminds me of campfires in Canada, roasting marshmallows on a wood stick. Nice little dessert. Wouldn't say it's the best option for seafood here in Penghu. Unfortunately, the restaurant we actually planned on going to have more of a traditional style seafood meal was fully booked for the entire night till 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So we came here instead. It was okay, but the ingredients weren't top quality, let's say. But I really like those oysters and the marshmallows. What was the best thing we had today, Sabrina?
I would have to say that the squid noodles were my absolute favorite. A close second would be the shaobing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even like just the ice cream cactus. That was really cool and tasted really fresh and good. So Penghu is just a beautiful paradise of beaches and natural scenery, but also delicious food, especially their seafood. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and if you'd like to support us, check out our Patreon. We put out monthly blooper reels and also personally curated food maps with all kinds of hidden local gems that maybe we don't film at. So you can become a patron, hit the link down in the description, and we'll see you on the next episode of Chopstick Travel soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.